Hey everybody, Insane Mike here, host of Attack of the Killer podcast. It's time for me to do another Patreon video for you guys. Not too long ago, I went to QuadCon up in Altoona, Iowa, and I thought I would do kind of a what's in the bag video of the stuff I got at QuadCon. So, got my bag of goodies right here. Starting off, it's a comic book and toys convention thing. That's what QuadCon is. So of course I picked up a few comics here, stuff to kind of fill holes in some collections. But I found this comic. I didn't even know it existed, and being a huge fan, I mean, I had to pick it up. But it's issue number 5. I need to find all these issues, but Mystery Science Theater 3000 comic book. I didn't even know this was a thing. And kind of flipping through it, I haven't read it yet. Just kind of, I always flip through comics before I read them. I can't help it. Spoilers mean nothing to me. But kind of flipping through it, first of all, it looks like it's the cast of the Netflix version. So. So it starts off like, kind of like new art there, but then it kind of switches to like retro-y art, kind of like, 50s, 60s, and early 70s comic art. And I wonder, because the bots are kind of interjected throughout this. I haven't read it, so I don't know what it's about, and I kind of don't want to read it until I find the other 4 issues, but I wonder if the premise is kind of like the show, where they quip on old comic books. So if that's the case, then I'm all in, And so, being a Mystery Science Theater 3000 fan, I thought that was awesome. Thought I would share that one with you guys. And speaking of which, I did also pick up, which volume is this? Volume 7 of the Mystery Science Theater collection. The ones that were released on Rhino Video. I have several of these boxes, but I don't have the full collection, even though I claim to be such a huge fan. But the thing is when those things came out, man, you're talking like $50, $60 a pop. And there were so many volumes of this, there's no way. So I kind of pick them up where I can find them here and there at decent prices on a secondhand market. And this is a used one that was only like $14.99. So pretty good deal. And this volume's got like a couple of Hercules movies on it. Hercules Unchained, Hercules Against the Moon Men. But the ones I'm really excited, it's got Prince of Space, which that movie's awesome, and their riff on it is hilarious. And then one of my favorite 50s B movies of all time, The Killer Shrews. And their riff on Killer Shrews is great as well. So what else I have in the bag? Excuse me, sorry. If you watch my series Insane Mike's 1 Minute Top 10 list, you have seen I did an episode where I talked about Aquaman, like top 10 things that make Aquaman cool. If you remember that one, I filmed it in my bathroom because one of my bathrooms in my house is dedicated to Aquaman. It is the Aquaman bathroom. So anytime I'm at some kind of con and I can find anything Aquaman, I pick it up. So this here is from the new DC Primal Age. Funko puts these out. It's like a new line of Funko action figures where they take different franchises and do them all in the style of like He-Man figures. They've done Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, Thundercats, horror movie characters like Leatherface, Jason, Michael Myers, Pinhead, and Freddy. And then DC's got a set of them too. And they kind of went all out with the DC set. There's like two runs of the DC ones. There's, the first run's got like, Batman, Green Lantern, Aquaman, Scarecrow, a bunch of them. And then there was a second run that had even more characters. And then they also came out, which I thought was cool, 2 like animal characters, kind of like He-Man's Battle Cat. Also in the shape and the design of Battle Cat, but one of them was Ace the Bat Hound for Batman to ride, and the other one I think was Crypto the Super Dog for Superman to ride. And they even did a Castle Grayskull type Batcave, which was awesome. But, of course, I had to pick up the Aquaman one to put up in the Aquaman bathroom. I mean, these are cool toys. I thought about getting into them, but I just can't pull the trigger. I was always a big He-Man fan, but I don't want to get them all. Like, the Mortal Kombat ones, I don't care about. The Thundercats, I don't care about one. But these ones are really, really cool. I think these are the best ones that they've done, to be honest with you, the DC ones. And the horror ones, Jason's got the horror ones, but I just couldn't pull the trigger on those ones. And then last thing in the bag, I didn't get a ton. I spent more money on my son than on myself this time around, which is cool. But I was really excited. I've been wanting to get this, get a physical copy of this for a long time. It's the soundtrack to Phantom of the Paradise. I love this movie, and I love the music on it. It's all written and composed by Paul Williams, which I never realized I was some closet Paul Williams fan, but apparently I am. But this soundtrack in particular is awesome, and it's got like, man, I love all these songs, man. Goodbye, Eddie, the opening song, but I really like Paul Williams' song, the hell of it, and he sings that one, and I just really love that song. But I also like the song that Beef does in there, the Old Soul song. It's got a couple of versions of the song Faust on it. So great soundtrack. I've always loved the music in this movie. Love the movie, and now I finally got the soundtrack. I've had the vinyl in my hands a couple times from a couple shows, but really didn't want to spend the $50-$60 they were asking for it. But the CD soundtrack for only $5, I couldn't pass it up. So that is the stuff I got from QuadCon. Pretty cool show. They do 5 shows a year in Iowa, kind of throughout the state. This is the first one I've gotten to go to, and it was a lot of fun. So that is it for this video. Thanks for being a Patreon supporter. Tell your friends, and we will talk to you on the next episode of Attack of the Killer Podcast.